something grand, not about this time. The way the window light is worth my eyes. Pieces of magic in my mind. Cozy corner, my coffee for later. Do a little dance in the elevator. All these little pieces are there. Casual magic in the mundane. Finding beauty in the everyday. Strangers smiling in the subway as I wander right down that lane. Let's have the attention to pay, or attention to things that are plain, not just 1%. It's all into.
Hi my friend! I'm so excited about today's video because it's a vlog. It's a little weekly vlog of my life in Brighton and going to London and doing work and friends and life. But I'm carrying a theme into my week, and that is finding casual magic. If you've never heard of the concept of casual magic, it's all about finding beauty in the mundane everyday. Some people call them little joys, some people call them glimmers, but the idea is training your brain to constantly take a step back and find something to be grateful for right in this very moment. So I hope you enjoy this week in my life. Let's enjoy all the ups and downs of life.
My name is Laura. You might know me from a project that I have online where I make watercolor comics, and I use this little squishy little animal characters. Stick the booty out a little bit, I think it's cute. And then the legs, instead of straight legs, which also work and are wonderful.
So recently my therapist helped me realise that I often don't feel like I'm doing enough. Last year I really thought that I got to a place of enoughness, but recently it just kind of always feels like I could be doing more. I could reply to more friends' messages on WhatsApp, I could create more YouTube videos, network more, strive for my career goals more, clean my house more. And even when I put my best efforts into doing those things, I'm still left feeling somewhat empty because I can see the next thing on my to-do list. One of my therapist's recommendations was to take the pressure off my own perfectionism by practicing more art, to create for fun. Like, actually for fun, not to make something beautiful, not to post a new reel, but to just tap into how much I used to love drawing as a child. She gave me a sketchbook, and it's been one of the most fun and freeing things to just put colour to page. I tried to make time at least once a week to just draw. Sometimes I take classes like this one where I get inspiration. Other times I just swirl my pen around haphazardly to try and express the intangible things in my body. And my casual magic today was making these cute comics inspired by all the things in my head. And guys, this class was by my favourite artist on Instagram, Laura. Her posts always touch me so deeply. Also, if you guys want to learn a new creative skill, I just can't recommend Skillshare enough. It is the world's largest online learning community, and the first 500 people to sign up can get a whole month for free. Go, 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 be a creative queen.
Thank you again for taking the time to be here. I'm so grateful. Until next time.
Perhaps because I grew up in the countryside, but for me it's so easy to remember how miraculous and beautiful the world is when I go to nature. Like the feeling of the sun on my face, the fresh spring buds coming off all the branches, how the silence is always permeated by little rustles in the leaves, the little bird sounds. And there's something about being in nature which makes me feel so oddly childlike. I feel like I should be skipping. I feel like I should be, you know, looking underneath every tree stump for magic. Like I feel like I should be looking for fairies and elves and forest nymphs. It feels like everyday rationality fades away and there's so much more potential to be found when you use your imagination. It's just so cute. I just love the world. We're so lucky to live on this planet. I often think about if I was an alien and I came to Earth for the first time, how utterly enamored I would be by this planet. Like the kind of animals, the kind of nature that we have. Every day of life is just such a miracle, and we've become so desensitized to it because we're so used to waking up every day. But sometimes zooming out is just so important to reorient yourself around gratitude. Hello my darling friends. Okay, so I was just in London today all day for work, had some meetings, met with my management, and then I went to a cafe and my nervous system was not feeling regulated. It was an anxious day. So I thought, let me just brain dump my subconscious thoughts for like 2 pages, then I can get into the to-do list, then I can tackle the work. Hopefully I'll feel a bit better. But there were these 2 older men sitting next to me and I could not focus on what was in my head because they were expressing themselves with the most exquisite poetry. It blew my mind that people can just casually speak like that. And I found myself just jotting down things. And one of the guys was trying to explain to his friend how he felt living in London. And I just jotted it down and it really spoke to my soul because this is how I felt living in Clapham Junction for 8 months last year. So I thought I would just read you a sentence that a random man in London said to his friend. And yes, I am nosy and an eavesdropper. Oops. I find myself tired of London. And I know they say that if you're tired of London, you're tired of life. But my soul is exhausted. It is relentlessly urban and abrasive to the part of us that is most human. Can you imagine? He just said that. That was not premeditated, that was not written. That was just coming from this man's mouth as he was thinking about how he feels. London is relentlessly urban, abrasive to the part of us that is most human. It was just so beautiful, and that really is how I felt in London. It was so lonely, so much, so hustly. Even if I was doing activities that I enjoyed, something about the nature of like the tube or just the energy of people, the rushing, the focus on careers and the grind, like it kind of like wore down my soul. And it's not to say that London always has to be like that. Like I also had so many amazing times, and there is something addictive about London, the big city. And I also studied there for 4 months and had a wonderful time. So it's not to say that London can't be amazing, but it did do this to me, and I feel so much better in Brighton, and he just put it so well. Actually, let me just read you some more of the snippets of genius that came out of the mouths of these men. So one of the older men had just fallen in love with a woman, and his friend described it as a rather analog affair. Because the guy fell in love with someone that he met in real life rather than online. He called it an analog affair. That is such a beautiful way to describe falling in love in person. And then they had a discussion about young people meeting each other on the apps. And they decided that love and relationships are rather acoustic. Relationships are reserved for the real world. They are not something that can be nurtured merely in a cyberspace. I did not get much work done until they left about half an hour later because I was just so riveted by their expression. You can tell I am a words girly. I think I was just so in awe because our generation has grown so accustomed to brain rot, to be honest. We rarely use fancy vocabulary. We're used to consuming things in like easy, engaging snippets. Even the way that I have trained myself to speak is in a way that is engaging and quick. You probably don't even notice this, but like I use my hands so much because I've just been trained into thinking that like, oh, people online have no attention span nowadays, and so I need to keep you watching me. It's like a subconscious thing. Like I don't think about it anymore, but like I'm no longer afforded the luxuries of pauses. You know, the millennial pause. Young people hate it. They like skip. So to hear two men of an older generation speak so exquisitely, to really allow time to construct sentences so that they convey the exact meaning. It was lovely. And that is on my side quest of the day. I'm gonna go cook myself dinner and call my mum. But perhaps this can remind you that sometimes the best parts of the day happen when you're struggling to do the thing you're meant to do. I could also have described that coffee work session as extremely unproductive because I was so distracted by the loud voices of the people next to me, but instead tuning into their conversations and finding the beauty and taking that away and knowing and trusting that I will do the work later and that it will be to a high standard and perhaps a better one because I've engaged with the beautiful things that they were saying. It just creates a life of so much more joy. So the next time you're struggling to get something done, maybe you can zoom out and be like, what was I gifted? What was I gifted in this procrastination? Maybe you weren't even intending to be on this video, you were meant to be doing something else, but hopefully you take something away that brightens your day. Brightens your day. Brighton. God, I need to stop. Wait, can I just show you what love looks like? My friend Selena is eating her dinner, watching my video, and she said, watching this just like other people watch an episode of their favourite show, here to watch an episode of The Jade Show.
I'm watching you while I'm eating. And it's the cutest video. It literally feels like you're sitting across me.
So cute.
And we're yapping. When you were like, oh, this is so good. I was like, same. I love this video so much. So much.
Love you, Selena.
Also, the thing you just said about being in silence and like your brain is nice enough that you can be in silence, not having to listen to a podcast or something while you do something.
Supportive.
So relatable, so true.
So supportive. If you're scared to post content, if you're scared to do something new, if you're scared to put yourself out there, like the people in your life will reveal their true nature in how they either choose to support you and uplift you or to ignore it and make fun of it and criticize it. And it's really strengthened so many of my relationships when I have people uplift me like that. Like I just am so grateful for people like Selena. Okay, bye.
Breathe in the fresh air. I swear it's the quiet moments that are sculpted by the silver linings lining the sky. Be a creator, a narrative creator. Glance at the world and adore her. Pieces of magic in casual magic in the mundane. Finding beauty in the everyday. Strangers smiling in the subway as I wander right down that lane.
We're halfway through, we're at the break, and it's going well. David is just such a great speaker. I feel like anything I ask, he just makes it profound. He just has so many beautiful things to say. So yeah, it's going well, and I also think having done a podcast episode means that I feel like we've explored some of these themes before to depth, so I just felt very comfortable in the conversation and it felt like talking to a friend, and I just hope that I was able to make him feel comfortable and help him shine.
It was so good.
Da,
He
da, da,
knew that there was a camera and you're like, let me get it in this.
Come on, not me.
How do you feel? We're halfway.
I feel magnificent. I feel really emotional. Like I kept getting really choked up as I was doing the first part. And then, yeah, I'll talk very calmed me a lot. Really helped. Thank you. Amazing questions.
Oh, yay, thank you.
Yay! In casual magic in the mundane, finding beauty in the everyday. Strangers smiling in the subway as I wander right down that lane. Let's hide There's casual magic. There's casual magic in the everyday. Casual magic. Every day.
Hello. Can I move you? Wow, you're so pretty. She's so clever. She can feel my hand. She's like, I don't want to get on that hand because you're going to crush me. But I'm not, because I'm a friend. Ah, hello. You tucked in my clothes now. She'd be walking away. I'll bring you outside, I promise. I'm not going to hurt you. Good girly. I love I'll just call her a girly. Look, there she is. She's so good at jumping. Hello. Let's take her out. I love how I'm just calling her girly. I have no idea how to sex a spider. Are you a girly? Go on, girly. Are you crawling up me? Casual magic. I know so many people are gonna hate me for this. I just think spiders get a bad rep and it's unfair.
Stuck you and looking for clues, but that just made you more confused. You just need to see how lovely it is for you.
I saw this beautiful artwork by my friend Anna Laura, and it basically shows these sweet monkey friends who are best friends hanging out. One of them's knitting, one of them's reading a book, and one of them goes, "I'm sorry bestie, it must be so boring spending time with me." And the best friend is like, "What? No way, like no matter what we do, I just enjoy spending time together." And it's so simple but so profound, and I think something about it has just revealed to me that today I just feel very lonely. Today I feel very lonely. I've had to be very work focused today because I've just got a lot on my plate, and I have so many friends I love and I know that I'm so loved, but all of my closest friends aren't proximate, like they're just long distance friends. And I've got friends in Brighton, but I haven't got like deep community yet, because I know that it just takes time. But today I wish I had more friends who I could just kind of exist with, rather than like needing to go and like talk, you know, like in a cafe when you're like catching up and like telling the story of your life. Like that's lovely, but I love like coexist friends. I haven't found as many of those yet. I think often when I talk about casual magic online, people assume that it needs to be something like really positive to find beauty in. But I think for me, my casual magic today is like not suppressing my feelings. When I go into work mode, it's really easy for me to put these like walls up that I didn't even realise are there, like walls of professionalism, of kind of like squashing my feelings as long as necessary in order to get things done. I kind of harden myself, but when I really let myself feel, there's like this beautiful openness that comes. It's like the feeling of an exhale, like a oh, I don't need to pretend to be perfect. I don't need to pretend to be like fully happy right now. I can be with what is. If you're watching this and you feel tight and you feel like maybe you're watching this as escapism from something that you don't want to look at, I dare you to just be with that experience, and maybe that can be your casual magic today. To maybe write about how you're feeling, to to reach out to someone, tell them how you're feeling, or to just close your eyes and allow whatever you're feeling, allow the stress, allow the feelings of not being good enough, or allow the loneliness, allow the shame of having been on a screen all day if you've been on a screen, whatever thing you don't want to feel. What if you just let yourself feel it? Because feelings are actually temporary, even the bad ones, and if you really lean into the feeling, it will just dissipate. The idea is, rather than waiting for the big things to happen to start enjoying life, you can appreciate the beauty in the little things that happen every single day. Notice the way that the light is coming into the room and that it's worth looking at.